Some rare pickup trucks steal our attention because of their charm, strong build, and undeniable presence. Some old-school pickup trucks really stand out, you know? But getting your mitts on some of these babies might not be a picnic. Their whole rare bird status makes them even more of a big deal. Still, stumble on one and you probably won't want to let it go. A bunch of these trucks used to sell for peanuts, but now fetch a pretty penny on the collector market. And these trucks grab our attention for all kinds of reasons. One thing all these trucks have in common is they demand to be noticed. Like you better be loving red if a Dodge Leo Red Express pickup is your jam. That ride sure knows how to get seen. Let's see if you remember these babies, but before that, subscribe for more uploads like this. 10. Dodge B Series. Over the years, Dodge pickups have evolved quite a bit. Back in 1948, when the Dodge B Series first hit the market, buyers had the option of half-ton and three-quarter-ton models. The half-ton came in 108-inch and 116-inch wheelbases with bed lengths of 6 feet and 7 feet respectively. Under the hood, the half-ton B1B packed a 95 horsepower straight six, while the heavier-duty three-quarter-ton B1C model stepped up to 108 horses. And even in stock form, the vintage Dodge B Series trucks command attention on the streets. The bold grille and fenders extending to the doors give it an aggressive stance, and the tall seating position makes drivers feel like kings of the road. Dodge also offered rear quarter windows on the pilot house cabs for better visibility. Of course, nowadays people transform these classic Dodges into some of the coolest custom trucks around through all kinds of modifications. 9. International Harvester Pickup. Some gearheads get pretty pumped about old International Harvester Scouts. But you can't overlook the International Harvester pickup trucks either. These things were tanks. Going way back to the early 90s, International Harvester was churning out sturdy and reliable trucks. The K and KB series pickups stood out for how indestructible they were. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. An International Harvester wasn't just some random car company. They were also building tractors and heavy machinery for farmers. Toughness was their thing. The K-Series pickups actually rolled off the production line during World War II. Then, after the war ended in 1945, the KB Series pickups came next from 1947 to 1949. The KB had this real low grille that stretched out almost like airplane wings or something. Pretty funky looking. And the hood ornament was its own little piece of art. Underneath that distinct KB body was a 214 cubic inch straight six green diamond engine. Not huge on horsepower, but these things could take a beating and just keep on trucking. 8. Ford Model AA. The Ford Model AA truck was made from 1927 to 1931. They built different types of bodies for it: pickups, vans, ambulances, buses, and more. These trucks were meant to haul stuff around: grain, coal, cattle, whatever. The Model AA used the same four-cylinder engine as the Model A car. It was flathead designed 201 cubic inches, and the transmission was a basic 4-speed manual. One thing that made the AA different was its longer wheelbases: 131 inches or 157 inches, compared to 103 inches on the Model A. The Model A and AA were a couple of Ford's most important early vehicles. 7. Dodge Leo Red Express. The Dodge Leo Red Express truck stands out as a bit of an oddball. With its flashy graphics and bright canyon red paint job accented by gold, this 1970s pickup turns heads wherever it goes. You can't miss it. Sure, it may fly under the radar compared to some other classic American pickups, but the Leo Red Express has an undeniable charm about it, and the chrome details, custom pinstriping, and those big rear tires give this Dodge an attitude all its own. Lurking under the Leo Red Express's hood is a burly 5-liter V8 pumping out 225 horses. Dodge only built around 7,000 of these performance pickups between 1978 and 1979, making them pretty rare. So if you spot one rolling down the street, take a minute to appreciate something of a cult classic. The Lille Red Express deserves some love, even if it doesn't always get it. 6. GMC Cyclone. The GMC Cyclone grabs your attention real quick. Some might even say this ridiculous souped-up truck could keep pace with exotic supercars. It's got a 4-liter V6 under the hood with a turbocharger cramming out 280 horses. This thing can scream from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 3 seconds. Pretty wild for a truck. Does the quarter mile in 13 seconds. Top speed's 124 miles per hour, supposedly. It's built on a 108-inch wheelbase and has a 6-foot cargo bed, but it can only haul 500 pounds and tow 2,000 pounds. Kinda weak. The sinister black paint with red Cyclone graphics still turns heads, though. 5. Chevy SS 454. The Chevy SS 454 pickup truck from the early 90s packs a punch. With its big block, 454 cubic inch V8 pumping out 230 horses, this supersport model lives up to its name, and you wouldn't expect a full-size truck to scoot to 60 miles per hour in under 8 seconds. But the SS 454 surprises people. It has straight-line power that rivals some sports cars from that era. In 1990, when over 13,000 SS 454 rolled off the line, most wore black paint. But in 1992 and 1993, when less than 1,000 total were built, GM offered some snazzy red paint jobs. Summit Red and Victory Red gave the muscle truck some flashy looks to match its acceleration. Nearly 30 years later, the Chevy SS 454 remains a special ride for truck enthusiasts. With a race-inspired V8 under the hood, it definitely earned its Supersport badges. This quick pickup left a lasting impression in its short 3-year production run. 4. Dodge Power Wagon. The Dodge Power Wagon pickup harkens back to another time, when Dodge made trucks tough enough for World War II military use. The original Power Wagon looks old school now, but it shows how Dodge trucks developed over the years. With its Army style, the first Power Wagon fit the 1940s perfectly. Dodge later sold civilian versions too, which made the Power Wagon one of the earliest civilian 4x4 rigs. The old Power Wagon started out with basic engines at first, but by 1967, Dodge dropped a big block 383 V8 under the hood, bringing some real muscle, and a shiny restored 67 Power Wagon Custom, recently sold for over $117,000 at auction. Guess some folks really love those old-fashioned Power Wagons. 3. Chevrolet 3100. The old Chevy 3100 pickup was a sturdy yet nice-looking truck. You could get it with either the 235 cubic inch 6-cylinder or the 265 cubic inch V8. This baby rolled on a 114-inch wheelbase and had one of those cool egg crate grills, along with a wraparound windshield. According to Classic, the average selling price nowadays for one of these Chevy 3100 pickups is around $50,000. But a restored 1957 model went for a whopping $145,000 at auction recently, and when fixed up proper, these old Chevy trucks can really shine. Just check out that bright red Classic 3100 that got a new high-tech engine. That thing is smoking. 2. Jeep J10 Honcho. The old Jeep J10 Honcho pickup really stood out with its flashy graphics plastered on the sides, an eye-popping paint job, and vibrant stripes running down the length. Between 76 and 83, Jeep offered the Honcho Appearance Package to spice up the looks of its J10. And over the 9-year production run, just 1,264 of these unique Honcho packages rolled off the line before Jeep stopped offering it in 83. And some classic pickups are downright unforgettable. Their styling wows you, their presence grabs you, their ride thrills you. Take the GMC Cyclone performance pickup that demanded attention with its get up and go. Or the gorgeous classic beauty of the Chevy 3100 that turned heads just gliding down the road. And then you've got trucks like the old Honcho that stand out for their historic place in the pickup world. These trucks will always get looks and snaps when they're out cruising around. 1. Ford Model TT. The Ford Model T revolutionized cars, and their Model TT truck followed suit by shaking up the truck world. This iconic ride first rolled off the line in 1917, sporting a tough frame on an extended Model T wheelbase, built to handle heavy loads. And sure, the TT was pokey compared to other trucks of its day, but man could it haul. The rugged Model TT served admirably in World War I as an ambulance and in other vital roles. Ford ceased TT production in 1928 when the more advanced Model AA replaced it. We still admire the Model TT today, not just for its place in history, but because it remains an imposing, capable machine even by modern standards. That bold, uncompromising attitude epitomized Ford toughness for decades.